Hey everyone, Angelo here. Welcome to another design tutorial. Today I want to discuss how to create Instagram story layouts in Adobe InDesign. In this lesson, I'm going to go over how to customize your own design using a Creative Market template, as well show you how to add animation and timing. So let's get started. Alright, let's dive right into this tutorial where I will be using a template from Creative Market. If you're interested in following along with this specific tutorial and using this specific template, I will drop a link in the description below, as well as on my website in the blog section, in the tutorial section. So this template here has various Instagram story layouts, 27 in total. And it comes with the fonts as well as the colors that are in the swatches panel here. And I'm going to show you today how to customize some of these colors and the messaging on some of these layouts. And then we're going to export them out as JPEGs, bring them into Instagram and create a story out of it. I'm also going to show you how to add animation and timing to just one of these layouts, and how you can add that to an Instagram story layout as well. So let's get started. There are four pages that I'm going to be working on specifically, and I'll just take you through them, and we're going to maybe change some colors and add images. By the way, this template also, this bundle also comes with Instagram post layouts. So that's a 1080 by 1080, more of a square layout. Whereas this, if I go into my properties panel, this is 1080 width by 1920. So as you can see, it's a lot deeper, and so that's how the formatting will be when we transfer it over to Instagram in the stories section. So let's go back to our pages, and I'm going to start on page 2. Now I'm going to change a lot of the messaging on here to kind of customize it and make it my own. And so let's just make this, instead of big sale, let's make this fashion. Let's make this a fashion blog theme. So something like this is good. And then the photos, I do have some photos here. If I bring this over my window here, this is what it's going to look like when you download this bundle. You're going to get a series of different folders. So there are Photoshop files. You're going to drive into the InDesign files and then open the Creative Suite or the Creative Cloud folder. Now I did make a copy of the original master InDesign file, only because if I'm making changes to this specific one, I don't want to revert, I don't want to make any changes on the master. You could always go back to Creative Market and download the original, but this is just another way of doing it. So I just created another copy, and that's the one I'm working on now. But this bundle also comes with pictures. So you're going to get a PDF file that has downloadable links, taking you to the image URLs, and then from there you can download them. Of course, you can use your own images as well. So these are the images that I'm going to be using in this specific tutorial. And so this one will be, bring it over, and I'm just going to, what I like to do is just bring them right onto my layout and drop it right into that specific frame that's already there for you, okay? And let's just say I want to change the color of this, okay? I'm gonna go into my swatches panel, tear that off. If you don't have swatches, if you're really new to InDesign, just go to Window, Color, and then Swatches, okay? Now, as you can see, there are many swatches already in place here. I'm going to use the first one in this swatches panel. That the swatches have already been created for me. So I do like that lighter color as opposed to the darker tone of it. So I'm going to click that, and then you can see there's still enough contrast between that square and then the background. The cool thing about this is, let's say I wanted to maybe add my own color to this and then add it to the swatches. So if I grab my eyedropper tool, and I can sample some of the green from this purse here, this bag, that's a good way of creating your own color as well. So let's go ahead and click anywhere on that handbag or the purse, And let's just say I wanted to make fashion blog that color. You see if I hover over this section here, you see a little T next to the eyedropper. I could just highlight that, the text. I'm still holding it and I release and it's that color there. So you could see it in my swatches here. So if I wanted to save that swatch and use it for future use, I'm gonna just click on my swatches options and new color swatch, and you can see it's there. I can rename it. So I could say handbag green, okay? Just so you want to be specific to that. Now I left that as RGB. That works because this is a digital layout, okay? So if I wanted to go ahead and make maybe this here, that handbag green, oh, go down right there. Now you can see that that's the same color as the headline above. And let's say I wanted to make some of the other assets in this layout the same. So I'll go ahead and make a handbag green, and then handbag green. Oops. Okay, so that one you have to click on it and switch it over from fill to stroke, and then make it handbag green. So I'm okay with this layout. Let's move on to the next one. So let's go to 15 now. And in this, I'm just gonna leave it as is. So new on the blog. Okay, so we're pretending or imagining that this is a fashion blogger that is creating maybe 4 slides from this layout for the Instagram stories. Okay, so new on the blog is good. 12 tips. Let's assume that the blog is 12 tips on how to. And then let's just add a couple images to this. So I do have a couple images. All right, so let's put this one in here. And then let's move this one over here. And then you may have to alter how the images fit in. You can see there's still a little bit of gray under there. Okay, so if you want to make this fit that frame, the way I always do it in the quickest way is hold Shift, Option, Command, or Shift Control Alt on Windows. So for me, it's Shift, Option, Command, and then the letter C. So that will fit it to the frame proportionally. You can also right click and use your fitting options. So fill frame proportionally, fit content proportionally. Content aware fit is very good too. So this is one of InDesign's newest features. So you could use that one as well. A shortcut for all these fitting options are also up here. Okay, they're in your control panel, and I believe they're also in your properties panel. So there's many ways of finding these tools, and those are a couple options. Okay, so let's just maybe bump this one up a little bit. Shift, Option, Command, and then greater than. Maybe that's too much. Okay, so that's good. I'm happy with that one. And again, I do want all of these, the background on all of these ones that I'm choosing here, to have the same color. So my swatches, yes, it's that same background. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so this one will have next week. So let's just say you're previewing a blog that's upcoming. So not only are you going to promote your current blog, maybe use one of these slides from this Creative Market template to promote your upcoming blog. So next week is a good way to put it. Okay, and then what do we want to do here? Let's just say, and I want to keep the formatting on this, so let's say 7 essential items to 7 essential items to bring along. Let's do a return there. To bring along for, and let's just say every business trip. Okay. And let's double click that and center it to that shape. By the way, the fonts included in this bundle are very classic fonts, classic looking fonts. So PT Serif, and then the one above here is PT Sans. So kind of the same type of family, only one's a sans serif and one is a serif font. Down below, I'm just going to keep that the same. So kaylamarie.blog.com. Let's just assume that that's whose blog this is. And then of course you can go ahead and alter these. You can alter these colors too. So let's go back and make it maybe the lighter tone, and make those cool design patterns there the same. Okay. And then I do have an image. So anytime you see these gray boxes in this Creative Market template, that means it's left as a placeholder. Those are placeholders for images. So let's go ahead and bring in page 16 image. And again, I'm just dropping that in. So that's a cool looking image. Goes nice with that slide there. And by the way, another way of bringing in an image is clicking the frame once with your selection tool, going to File and Place, and then locating the image from your computer or wherever you may have it saved. Great, so we have 3 slides already done for our Instagram Stories project here. We have one more to go, so let's go to page 23. I really did like that layout from this Creative Market template here. All right, let's click on the main image for the placeholder. And let me just make sure I have this right. Okay, so let's drop this cool shot of this woman sitting on a mountain or a rock here. That's a really nice shot. And down below, I do have a couple more images here from this bundle. And I guess it really doesn't really matter how they're placed in there. Okay, so no, it does matter because I want that one in the narrower shot here. Great, and then let's put in our last image here. Awesome, and then of course you can go in, click on the content grabber, and use your arrow keys on your keyboard, up and down, left or right, to fine tune it and just nudge the picture up or nudge the picture down. Okay, so that one's good. Perfect, and then the messaging on this one is just follow, maybe instead of find, just maybe if you wanted to change that, follow your inspiration or follow your passion. Let's do that, follow your passion is good. And of course, this is all just, I'm making all this up, but if you were doing this for a real project, obviously you would take some more time in thinking what you would want to place in these placeholder, this text frames and the images as well. So everything here is fictional, but of course, if you're doing this for your own purpose, you would take a little bit more thought and more time into it. All right, so we have pages 2, pages 15, 16, and 23 ready to go, ready for export. So I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna go to File, Export, and I'm just gonna put them in perhaps, maybe let's put them in this folder for now. And in the format style, I want these to be JPEG. So I'm gonna go ahead and click JPEG. The PNG would work as well. And then I'm just gonna maybe rename them. Actually, no, that's fine. Actually, no, let's call it Instagram Stories photos. Okay, and of course I'm gonna hit save, and then if you have this selected on all, it's going to export every picture, every layout in this template here. So it's important to select range from the export options here. And in this case, I want page 2. And then instead of doing a dash, if I did 2 and 4, 2-4, it would actually export 2, 3, and 4. So when you want specific pages, use commas. So 2, 15, and in this case, you could do -16, and then you could do comma and 23. And you could set the quality to what you want. So I'm gonna leave the resolution pretty high in this case, and I'll hit export. Great, now that those have been exported, let's focus on creating animation and timing to one of these layout options in this template. Okay, I'm back on the first layout in this template, and this is the page, this is the layout that I want to add animation to. And so as you know, you can't export a video file from an InDesign document, but I am going to show you a trick on how you can prepare it so you can use it for an Instagram story. I'm just going to place my swatches panel back into my dock there, and I'm going to focus on all these text frames that are set up here. I'm going to click on the first one. Now I'm leaving the text as is, giveaway is fine. I'm going to hold my shift key and click the other three. And then I can go up to object and group. Command G also works. Let's click on the first one at the bottom, hold your shift key and click the other three. And in this case, I'm just gonna hit Command G. And of course, if you want to ungroup, click it, Shift Command G on a Mac, Shift Control G on Windows. Okay, so I want to go up to Window, Interactive, Animation, Window, Interactive, Timing. Now I've showed you how to use both these panels before, and here they are on the left-hand side. So you can see I have the first set clicked on, and you can see the name of it is called Group. Now I am going to rename this to Give Away 1, and the preset, I want it to come in 2D. And I do want to have it on page load. The duration will be 1 second. One thing I do want to select in this case is loop. I do want this to loop, so I'm going to click loop. Okay. Let's click on the second giveaway group set here and rename it to giveaway 2. And you're going to apply the same preset. Zoom in 2D. On page load is fine. The duration will be 1 second, and we're going to loop it as well. So if I go ahead and hit my play preview button, you're going to see that both titles are going to come in, but you saw the first one come in first, so we have to actually change that so they play together. And as you know, that's done in the timing panel. I'm going to go to timing, click giveaway 1, hold your command key, click giveaway 2. Okay, there they are. And down below, you're going to select the play together icon. You can see that little bracket is now showing you that these are going to play together. Now you're going to see upon preview and upon page load that these will actually play together. And not only will they play together, they will loop together, okay, at 1 second. So that's good. That's perfect for an Instagram story. Now the problem is, like I said, you can't actually export this out as a video file, which is what Instagram supports. So we have to kind of cheat and create our own here. Okay, so let's go ahead and in the top right hand corner, select your share button, and then let's publish it online. And let's call this Instagram story preview. And we do want to select the page range, okay? We don't want to publish all these pages, much like we didn't want to export those specific pages, the static ones we did earlier. So click range, and instead of all pages, let's put page 1. That's why I chose page 1. It's easy to remember. And that's it. Let's go ahead and publish that. And it'll do its thing. It's not going to take very long. Oh, actually, let's not do that just yet. I actually want to add a picture here. That's important. I don't want to leave it as a placeholder. So let's just close that. I do have an image for this. Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of the same images that I used for the other. So let's just assume that, actually, let's go with, yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Okay, perfect. Now we can go ahead and publish online. And I don't want to publish a new version of this, so I'm just going to say update existing document, which is, okay, let's go ahead and publish a new one. Story preview's good. Page 1, let's go ahead, publish that. It's going to create a new page for us to look at in a URL, so let that upload. Now I can go ahead and view the document in a new browser here. Awesome, so there is the preview of the Instagram story with the giveaway animation, which is playing together on a loop. Now I want to take this and prepare it for an Instagram story, okay? So let's go ahead now, and I'm going to use QuickTime. If you're on Windows, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take a screen grab and select just that area and then save that out as an MP4. Okay, and if you're on Windows, I believe there's a software program called Snippet, something along those lines, where you can select areas of a screen. So I have my QuickTime player, and I'm going to go up to File, and I want to do a new screen recording. And there is my selection preview. I'm just going to drag out these handles so it fits properly around. So it fits properly around the Instagram story. Perfect. And right now I can just hit record and let that play out a couple times. Okay, that's good. I'm going to hit stop. And you can see I have a screen recording here that now has that, it has the animation playing, okay? And you can trim it if you want, that's fine. Let's go ahead now and I'm gonna show you how to create or add all the Instagram stories layouts that we just created, as well as the animated one to an actual Instagram story. Okay, so I'm now on my Instagram page, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the assets that we just created and export it out in InDesign. So in the top left-hand corner, I'm gonna click the plus sign on my profile image. It's gonna bring up your camera, but we want to go into our library. As you can see, I saved out some of the Instagram story layouts that we've done. So I'm gonna, in top right-hand corner, select multiple, and then let's start with the video, and then maybe do 2 and 3. And let's go with the 4th one as well and hit next. You can see that the animation is supported because it is a video file. So that's a good way of getting around adding animation to an Instagram layout and then doing a screen grab to select just the portion that you've animated. And then I can see I can go through them here. Follow your passion, only this week, 7 essentials. So you can see that those are the pages that we've done in InDesign. I'm not going to publish this, but if you were going to publish it, you would hit next and then you'd be all set. So that's how you create Instagram story layouts, both static and interactive, using Adobe InDesign. If you enjoyed this tutorial, if you found it helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get notified when new tutorials have been posted. If you'd like to learn more about interactive design or InDesign in general, go ahead and click the playlist above.